What's up, guys? So I'm here in Fort Pierce, Florida, and this is in West Fort Pierce, and this is where the tornadoes that came during the last hurricane a couple weeks back. This is the area that they came directly through. I just want to show you guys some of the damage. It's pretty wild. Right here, okay, I don't think that has anything to do with it. That's just a clear lot, but I don't know for sure. But there was some serious damage. The tornado came directly through this area and did catastrophic damage. I mean, everybody was worried about the hurricane was coming in on the west coast, and we're on the east coast of Florida, so you know, people over here, we weren't real worried because the storm had to travel all the way through the state before it got to us. So we were anticipating only getting a category 1 by the time it got here, or a tropical storm, which is what it ended up being by the time it got over here. But what we didn't anticipate was the fact that the wind bands and whatnot of that storm caused hurricanes way in advance to when the hurricane hit. I'm talking hours and hours in advance before the hurricane actually got to our side of the coast, and all of a sudden tornadoes started popping up everywhere in our area, which was wild. It was unexpected. It's happened very few times through the history of South Florida, where a tornado or a hurricane brings in, I mean, there's dozens of tornadoes, but they didn't come with the storm. They came well in advance of the storm on the front wind bands of the storm. I don't know if I'm using the right terminology, but that's where you see how big the hurricanes are, and you see it as it goes in that big circular motion, and there's storms that develop, out in front of it and behind it as it's spinning. And so hours before that, some of those wind bands hit where we were when the storm was just making landfall, which is hundreds of miles to our west, over on the west side of Florida. It hit over in the Sarasota, Tampa area. So we were hundreds of miles from that, but those front wind bands extended in front, and we actually ended up getting more storm damage because of these tornadoes on our side than the damage that the hurricane caused over there on the west coast. And it hit the west coast as a category 4, I believe. So it hit as a category 4, and it got over to here, the wind bands, and it only hit us at a 1 or a tropical storm on this side. However, those wind bands caused tornadoes to start springing up on our coast, which was really unexpected. A lot of people didn't prepare the same over here as they did on the west coast, because we anticipated that we weren't going to have such a severe storm. A lot of people put up storm shutters and whatnot anyway, but we were not in any evacuation zones. We were not in any direct threat of the storm hitting us at a high level. So people still prepared, but a lot of people didn't. And these tornadoes started springing up, and they were all around my surrounding area. Port St. Lucie, Fort Pierce, which is where I'm at. Some hit in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, down south. But I'm going to show you guys the damage that a tornado came right through. I'm about a mile away from it right now, so just bear with me. I know this isn't the most exciting video footage right now, but I just wanted to give you a lead up before I got to it so I could explain. But it was definitely pretty wild. Then these tornadoes came in, and they whacked certain areas really hard. So bear with me, we're getting there. Kings Highway. So this is Kings Highway, which is this road that kind of runs parallel down with 95, west of 95, down here in Fort Pierce, Florida. Kind of like in like the countryside of Fort Pierce. Definitely not the city, definitely not the downtown. All right, so look, you're gonna start seeing some of the damage. All right, so here, look on this side here. This building was completely demolished. Now they've done a lot of cleanup already on this. So you're gonna see it's not as, obviously not anywhere as bad as what it was. But I'm gonna show you some pretty crazy stuff up here. You'll start to notice as I go up a little bit further. Yeah, so this is St. Lucie Boulevard and Kings Highway. I mean, you see a little bit of the damage here, but nothing too severe. But bear with me, stick with me, because you know, if you have a minute or two, this is where the direct hit of some of the worst tornadoes that hit South Florida were right around here. And we're not there yet, but this is like the citrus area where they grow a lot of citrus, a lot of orange harvest, like orchards. Hope everybody's having a good day. Luckily, we dodged the bullet where we were at. Okay, you can see some stuff there. I'm still not anywhere where I want to be yet, but I'm getting there. Thursday afternoon, just at 12 o'clock. It's a beautiful, kind of partially cloudy, sunny day down here. Can't beat the weather down here. Okay, so we're gonna start getting into some of the serious damage. Over here, this was a business, a trucking business. They got wrecked pretty good. You see that there? Now look over here. All the debris, all the branches from most of the trees. You see that building completely destroyed. You know, these were businesses that were fully intact. I'm gonna switch over here. That house still standing. Sorry, I don't want to run into the car ahead of me trying to do this, but destroyed that building. And I haven't even gotten to the... So there's been a business, it's called Al's, it's like Al's Orchards, I believe, Red Barn. It was called Al's Red Barn Orchards. It's been a staple in this community for, I don't know, I would say 30, 40, 50 years. And that's going to be coming up on the right. And it's sad because they had a really active business where you could go there. They had a restaurant on the premises. They did tours to bring the kids in, showed them how they made juice. You could go in there and buy souvenirs, all types of different stuff. But it was a great place. We used to take the kids there all the time because it was really kid friendly. They had an outdoor area where kids could play games, and they got to tour the fruit facility. I mean, there's a lot of traffic right now, so that's why it's taking me so long, but it'll be worth it when you get to see it. You know, this whole area right here, they rely on the local businesses and the orange orchards. All right, so this is Al's Red Barn Grill. Now, this used to be a thriving business. see now, they're shut down. Now this place used to be, I mean, it was one of our favorite spots to go. I'm gonna hop out and I'm gonna show you their whole sign. It's sad to see their whole sign's down, but this isn't even the worst of it. Look back there, all their facilities back there, like they're all broken down. And they've done a lot of repo work already. This whole place, the building is still standing, but they're doing renovations. This was the sign out front. Sad to see. See, back here was that was where they would they had a play area for the kids all back in there. I mean, this was just a month ago. This place was a whole different scenario. So back there they had games and little things for all the kids to do. This place would be slammed busy all the time. But all of the facilities, I don't know if you can see, all of their warehouse and all that, all the warehouses are completely just destroyed. Staple in the community. It's sad. It's one of those places that we used to love to bring people from out of town because it's just something that you don't see everywhere. And they would do the tours. They had an ice cream shop inside of there. You could go in there, and inside of that building would lead all the way to the back where they would show you, they would have the oranges, and they would have all these old-fashioned machines that would sort the oranges and squeeze the juice. It was quite the place. Signs are down. It's really sad to see. Whatever buildings in there are all gone. See, it was right there on the river too, or on the canal. That's all destroyed. Yeah, it makes me sad because I don't know if I mean, it looks like they're trying to get the place back up and going, but it's hard to get your momentum back, you know, for a company like that relies on your day-to-day sales. I mean, I'm sure they're going to get insurance money, but, you know, they rely on their day-to-day sales and whatnot. And they used to bring in a ton of money a day. Every time you would go there, any time of the day, it would be just slam-packed. You couldn't even hardly find a picnic table to eat. They serve some of the best, like, I wouldn't call it homemade food, but they would do a little bit of everything. Burgers and different types of authentic Mexican food. The place was awesome. So I'm just giving you a little tour of the west side of Fort Pierce. So up above here, this road right here will bring me all the way to a crossroad that I jump back on 95 in Fort Pierce. But anyway, I just figured I'd show you a little bit. I wish I could have explored a little bit more and got out there and showed you the real damage, but they had yellow tape up and stuff, so I'm not trying to get in trouble by walking back there to show you all the real severe damage, but I think you got the picture. But anyway, it's JVTV. I just
in a quarter mile, turn left onto Florida 68 East.
A little bit of South Florida, St. Lucie County area that got hit by the tornadoes. Right off of Orange Ave. Truck stop over here. They're starting to build some bigger buildings, but
at the light, turn left onto Florida 68 East, then use the right lane to take the I-95